We're here at the Ellensburg Rodeo Hall of Fame Museum interviewing Dave Brock, 2024 inductee to the Hall of Fame. Dave, thanks for being here.
Thank you. It's a privilege and an honor to be considered and selected to be part of this.
You bet. For the record, give us your full name, date of birth, and birthplace.
David Walter Brock, Goodland, Kansas, April 7th, 1951.
1951. Just for the record, my people are from Kansas as
really?
Well. Wichita.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So, tell us a little bit about your family. Were they rodeo people, ranch people?
Well, I come from a split family. My mother chose to do other things when I was 5, so it was my dad and brother and myself. And later on, we moved in with my grandma, Gladys, and we lived with them. And I always had a yearning to be involved in roping and like that. My dad actually, he was in the RCA, roped wolves and calf roped and everything. I still got his card. In fact, I got it in my pocket.
That's neat.
Anyway, he did it for some time, then he more or less stepped aside to help me continue to do what I wanted to do.
Excuse me.
But and my brother as well. My brother later on, he didn't have the same desires or choices that I did. He liked hunting and fishing, so it was basically me. But got to start roping bales of hay, and Dad made a little tie dummy out of a tube of 12 with some only 2 legs on it, one on the front, one on the back, and like that. But in that era, we used Dad buy a roll of Plymouth vanilla grass rope, and we just made our own ropes and pegging strings and like that. But and then later on, we joined a roping club 30 miles away at Burlington, Colorado, which we go over there twice a month and got to chase them around and everything. And so it started right there.
Yeah. Your brother roped a little, but not.
He roped a little. Actually, I thought he was more talented than I was, but it just wasn't his thing, and he chose to do other things.
You're clearly athletic. Did you compete in sports in school?
I did. Actually, I didn't ever play football. Dad kind of steered us away from football, but I wrestled and pole vaulted in track and that type of deal. My wrestling career there, I had a lot of success. I was a 2-time state champion. My first one was at 127 pounds, and my second one was at 138 pounds. I was a romping, stomping, death and destruction, So,
well, it's coming together now. I was a high school wrestler and coached for 30 years and understand the game, and so the transfer from wrestling to both calf roping and steer wrestling, handling your center of gravity and ability to use technique as opposed to brute strength.
But due to the fact my mother left and like that, a lot of my father figures were the coaches there at high school, Willie Atkins and Charles Bray and John Palmquist.
Nice.
And first day of class, I got my ass whipped. So, but that was by Willie Atkins. But he was probably the greatest guy I remember from that era.
Thanks for including their names. That's neat.
Yeah.
So your family had some involvement with rodeo. Other rodeo mentors as you were growing up? Or,
a whole bunch of them. I went to a 2-week roping school by Bobby Seals and learned a lot there. And then I got a whole list of them. There was H.L. Todd, Harry Todd, which rodeoed up here for a long time. He kind of took me under his wing. And then Barry Berg, Clark Brown, there were just a whole bunch of them, that meant a lot to me and had a lot of influence on how successful I was. And then later on, I was rodeoing with a lot of them, like Tom Ferguson, Jimmy Cooper, Chris Liebert, and they were great people to be around. I really believe to be successful, you got to be around winners or people that know about winning, and
man, you hear that often from successful people.
And
sure.
be coachable.
Yeah.
Be coachable because you're not always going to hear what you want to hear.
That's right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Regardless, you hope they're a notch above and push you. You don't.
Yeah.
It seems to me I had some college rodeo teammates who Davey Smith. He won Dave P. Smith.
The
calf roper.
Yeah.
He might
great guy.
Yeah, and he was an alum, and he'd come to Walla Walla and want to rope with us, and those guys said, "Man, he makes us look bad." Well, what the heck?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
So.
No, he was a great guy. Too bad that his life ended.
Yeah. You probably knew Randy and David better than Mike and Davey, but tell us a little bit about your collegiate success. That's well documented, but
as I went through high school going to Little Britches rodeos and the high school rodeos there, and then I started sending out some letters to various colleges that I want to be a part of their team and hopefully get a scholarship. And
so you were promoting yourself.
Yeah. And being a Kansas boy and that type of deal is a lot harder, and you're kind of out of the scope of everything. But I was denied by several. It was like, well, we'd like to have you come down and be on the team. And when I say team, the big picture team, but we really don't have any scholarships available. But eventually Dale Stiles at Casper College gave me a good scholarship, and so I ended up in Casper, Wyoming, and Dale Stiles was a great mentor of mine, and he was a cold-blooded old rascal, but boy, he was fun to be around and like that. And you know, I wasn't the only one that went there. You know, like Joe Alexander went to school there. There was a lot of NFR and world champions that went to college there and kind of started off on the right foot. And then after 2 years there, I transferred to Southern Colorado State in Pueblo, which changed names about every year. Southern Colorado State, University of Southern Colorado, and then it just went on. But coach down there was Larry Thomas at the time, and what attracted me down there, they wanted me, but the weather was so much better than Casper, Wyoming, and like that, and they had ropings every night you could go to, and there was a great bunch of guys down there. Don McLaughlin's son, Mike McLaughlin, and I were friends, and he came down, and the Johnson brothers, Doug and Lane Johnson, and we hung out together, had a place, and then Don gave us like 25 head of little black Brangus calves, and we roped every day. We matched every day for pizzas. Sure. And Matt and Steve's Pizza, and we'd get together and have at it, and whoever lost had to buy the daggum pizza that night.
It's a motivator.
So, yeah. But as far as college, I had a lot of success there. I think I went to ribbon roping the first year, and ended up winning all around the last 2 years I went, and like that. But I learned a lot from college rodeo and interacting. You know, it's a process learning how to win.
Man, yeah.
And it's hard to teach someone how to win. You can give them some directions, but basically a lot of it's on their own.
Absolutely. And the people that you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
Where were the college finals then?
They were at Bozeman, Montana.
Yeah. Well,
and like that, I was dedicated. I was wanting to win pretty bad, and where a lot of guys stayed in the motel, I went to the college dorm. There's no TV, no telephone, no radio, no nothing. But I stayed in the college dorm, and I really helped my focus. And
isolated yourself and got out of the party scene.
Yeah, I went down there far. Yeah. Now, the last night after it was over, I kind of ventured in there for a little while, but during the process, I pretty much stayed to myself.
Okay, yeah. Huh. the finals in the early 80s was still at Bozeman when I competed there.
Yeah.
And Sul Ross State was the two-time champions, and I rodeoed at Pendleton for Blue Mountain, and we were the reserve champions each year. And so that camaraderie, for me as a high school wrestler, you're on a team, but it's an individual sport.
Right.
And rodeo seemed like kind of a similar deal. It was neat to be able to rodeo with a team.
Yeah.
And so.
Well, as individuals, I think we competed the best of our ability to win as much as we could, but we supported our friends and team members as well. As I remember pulling a lot of bull ropes and like that. You know, Wally Badgett was on our team at Casper, and Edgar Wilson was stock contractor, and he had a bull called Lizard that they didn't ever ride. That daggone Wally rode the shit out of him several times, so it was good.
Yeah, that's neat. Up here in the Northwest, Ellensburg, Pendleton, I mean, we if you're involved in rodeo, as soon as you know what rodeo is, you know about those big rodeos. How about your first understanding of the Ellensburg rodeo?
Well, I've heard about them and the great rodeos they put on, and the size of the arenas, the length of scores, and it was just something that at that period of time, being from Kansas and down in that area, I was a lost duck when I come up here. Actually, I flew to Kalispell and hitchhiked a ride down to Salmon, Idaho. I had a rope can and a duffel bag.
There you go.
And competed there at Salmon, and then I caught a ride over here, starting at Walla Walla and Ellensburg and like that. But it was just something different and something new, and I wanted to go do it. And after I come up and competed here at Ellensburg, I was here every year for years. I don't know how many, but.
I should know, but your rookie year, did you come to Ellensburg?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah.
It's 73. I was rookie in 72, so 73 I think was my first year here. You know.
You probably met the Eatons last night at the meet and greet.
Yeah.
You learned or knew about them good Hereford calves.
Yeah. It was quite an experience, you know. There was so much new that I hadn't seen before, you know, when I first seen the arena and everything. It was like, wow, like at Temple and everything. And, you know, I want to say it was spiritually, but it encouraged you to compete at the top of your top level.
Sure.
You know, there wasn't no sandbagging. And then I loved the long boxes, like the boxes were like 20 foot and the score was like 16 or 18 foot.
Walking fresh.
And they brought them calves in there on the cows, and they bring them up there, and they had the milk all over their nose, and everybody got a fresh one. They didn't tie them, they didn't do jack.
Yeah.
And then you know, they used the cows in the cow milk, and they drawed them just like the calves and put them in one at a time in the chute. And there were just a lot of things that I thought, wow, this is me. I like this, and I like the environment and everything. And you know, I was here the whole daggum rodeo per se, but you know, the stands are full. You know, people from all walks of life, and different cultures and everything. And this rodeo provided a day that someone that may have been having a bad day, a day of enjoyment where they could come and laugh and giggle and have a good time, because there was a lot of different events that they could see and like that. But
we're 90 minutes from Seattle, Washington, and those aren't ranch or rodeo people, but
but they come.
They come, and it's interesting you'd say it's an uplifting deal.
Yeah,
and
it is.
There can be. So. This will be a fun one for you, Dave. The changes in pro rodeo over from the time that you were competing at the Ellensburg Rodeo to today.
I think changes have been real positive for the contestants today compared to when we rodeoed. You know, when I started rodeoing. I had a shell camper, and it had a crawl through in it where I could go back and forth, and I ate out of an ice chest. Yeah. And boy, I was in hot cotton, baby. I mean,
had that crawl through and you were rolling.
Damn right, I had me a fancy rig. And like today, you know, of course, due to sponsorship and being able to get a large trailer on credit and make payments on it, and like that's more available than it was in my day. The prize money's gotten better. The level of competition has gotten tougher in all events. You know, I think there was less, there were 10 or 20 guys you really had to beat, where there's 30 to 50 now.
Yeah.
And I think the Cowboys work at it harder now, more physically fit. Like that, there's a lot of changes. I don't agree with all the changes, but the changes are part of the progress of the sport. You know, the NFR now is so great, the life-changing money out there. And like that, you know, like when I won the world, I won $15,000. And like now, go around pays damn near $30,000, and I heard they're going to double it next year. And like that, but and I'm not saying we had it bad. We had it good for our era, but each decade it progressed. It made it better for the contractors, the specialty acts, the committees. There's more opportunities, you know, to be the rodeo of the year and blah blah this and blah blah that. But it's better. There's a lot of changes. But it's good. One
that's written about a lot, Dave, is the, and you alluded to it, the physical fitness orientation of the cowboy. And did you continue to work out?
Yeah, we played a lot of tennis and stuff like that. I always won a lot more when I was doing stuff like that. But I was fortunate that I've always kind of had this body type and never had to work at it like maybe some other guys did. But yeah, the running, the push-ups and all that continued, maybe more in off season than during the season. Okay. But today, these guys are getting real specialized and developing themselves for their event. I mean, there's some hosses out there now, baby, that are physically able to do it. Yeah. You can see it in every event.
Sure.
And even the softer events, you might say, that might not require the physically, like team roping. But I think those guys are more fit than they have been in the past, you know. So, yeah, I think that's a definite change.
You commented on some of your memories about the Ellensburg Rodeo and things that you enjoyed. Anything else you'd like to add there?
Well, no, I think it's more of the Ellensburg's Rodeo. It's more kudos to the town and the committees and development of the museum here, stuff like that. I think the town and committee and everybody involved, including the guys that load the daggum stock in the back, the guys unrigging the horses down at the other end of the arena, you know, they ought to give them a little pat on the back, saying, you know, we've done good, and pat themselves on the back, because all the Cowboys ever wanted was an opportunity. And I think it's thoroughly available here at this rodeo, and I love it, and I watch it on TV all the time, and you know, I'd have done that, or I'd have done this, that son back there, you know, hell, I could have thrown that one, and like that. But I think the committee needs and the town needs to take time to pat themselves on the back and say, we did good.
Well, appreciate that.
And it's taken a lot of hard work and cooperation amongst the people to get it done.
Yeah. Well, and I think most Cowboys understand that and appreciate it. Yeah. Sometimes they don't always communicate it, but it's it takes.
Yeah, it's hard to say thank you and I love you and all that today, but I think it's something that needs to be done.
Yeah. Closing comments, Dave. What do you want to share with?
I just appreciate the induction into the Hall of Fame and proud to be a part of it. And now I think there's other Cowboys as well that are upcoming that'll probably reach us as well. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
You bet. Thanks for being here, Park.
All right, thank you.